Hello everybody, welcome back to Far From Alone. So here we are, floating in space. I've actually just come to a halt here because I saw a mayday somewhere down that way. So hopefully we're relatively safe. There was a Reaver following me, but he's disappeared off into the background. And let me give you a very quick catch up. Not a whole heck of a lot to report, really. The wreck you saw me find at the end of the last episode, that's all that's left of it. I kept these batteries. I've put them, as you can see, on discharge because they're rather conveniently close together to where I docked anyway, so I thought we might as well use their energy rather than mine. So let me just check what's going on with my thrusters. Yes, we want hydrogen on and make sure everything's on. Good. Okay, so at the end of the last episode you saw me constructing solar panels. These solar panels, in fact, and as you can see, I've now finished them. I've grouped the hinges so they all operate together, and we have them on number 8. So oops, we can deploy another set of solar panels rather conveniently. So I figured that's quite good because you know, if we're under attack I can fold them up, they'll stand less chance of taking any damage. Meanwhile, of course, we can, there it is down there. Ooh, it's bright and red as well. Yeah, so we can make more use of the power that we're getting. I, as one of you viewers, I can't remember your name, I'm sorry, I'm very interested to know if we look at solar panels. So these white ones are going to be the fixed ones. So that's currently giving me call it 100 and oh no, that's max, sorry. Current output is fluctuating violently. I think possibly because the batteries are all full. Maybe. And then these solar panels, I think, are going to be the ones on the subgrids. All of those. So we're not really going to get a reading while the batteries are full. I think that's how that works. But you can see it goes up to 4, maybe 7. Sort of fluctuating around 4, 7.8, that sort of thing. And if we look at this one, just give it a moment, 2 down to just over 1. So 1 to 2, say 2 kilowatts off what I think is a small panel, and nearly 8 kilowatts off the larger panel. So we'll call that 4 times as much. Just take those off there. 4 times as much on the... oh heck, he's coming to spoil our party, isn't he? Yes, he is. That's a shame because I really quite fancy going and have a look at this. So let's just boost down that way. And just before he closes in too close, I'm just going to show you quickest to go this way. I've made a little change here. I think the welder is off yet. So I've put a small grid turret controller on there. It's actually mounted onto the merge block, not the hinge obviously, but I've extended the rotor out a little bit so it gives it clearance so it doesn't interfere with things. And I wanted to see whether that would fix the camera, you know, losing the camera. Which is obviously a real nuisance, so we're going to give that a try in a minute. Also, you can see I've changed the side a little bit because our turret was getting burnt by the thruster. I'm kind of hoping that with it up there we no longer get damage to it. I haven't really used the side thrusters, so I've put those 2 there as hydrogen thrusters, moved the 2 ions that were there to the front. And obviously we've now got a new turret, and I've done the same thing on this side just to match it. So move the two thrusters from over there, put them in the front, and I think that's just a better arrangement overall. So happy with that. And we need to check out, see what this thing is, and keep an eye on that Reaver. So let me see if we can say 4, no, supposed to be control. Okay, try 1, no, that's not working either. Why is nothing working? Port side top, control. Okay. Ah, that's because they're switched off. That would be why. Still can't. That one's working. That one's working. Okay, so 1 and 4 aren't for some reason. Alright, we're getting a little bit dangerously close to that, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that for a minute. Let me just have a quick check what's going on with these. Port side top. Port side bottom. Looks like we've got some switched off, some switched on. It's probably because I repositioned them. Didn't get that setting correct. Okay, let's try that again. And I think we'll put the solar panels away just while we're messing around. So there we go, that's better. Okay, so we got a very damaged ship. Can't actually see any guns, but of course that doesn't mean anything. Alright, let's come to a halt there. Now, if I've configured this correctly, here we are on button 4, so I've got the small grid turret controller. So we should be able to extend that out. And somewhere behind us, where'd he go? Okay, don't see a Reaver. I think he is above us, but we should still be able to see him. Let's just bring that back in again. Nope, he's gone. Interesting. Okay. So I think then when I saw a flash of that just now, we were in the region of 3.5 kilometers away, so we can go a little bit closer. Down and a little bit left. So I'm really hoping to get some gold, well, and platinum, but gold essentially is what we need for a jump drive. And we're really close. We're getting very close to being able to build one. I'll show you in a second how far we've got with it. Just get a little bit closer to this thing. Okay, I think that'll do. So remember to put a GPS so that we can find our way back to the ship. Yeah, the jump drive. I've got a welder set up here to build it, which is switched off at the moment. You can see all we need is 1,000 superconductors, and yeah, that's quite a lot of gold. So if I go into here, first of all, let me show you what we've got. So ingots, we've got 525 gold. And then if I go to here, large blocks, and call up a jump drive, and just mouse over it, I can't click on it, obviously. You can see there we need 733 gold to build an entire jump drive. So we don't actually need that much because there are, I think, 20 gravity components in it, which I've already built. So we need another couple of hundred gold, really, to be on the safe side. So that should be... switch my lights off. That should be quite achievable. Pressing all the wrong buttons here. Right, I don't want to take that with me. I'll leave that here. Okay, so let's go and have a look what's going on with this thing. What booby traps and guns are we going to have on here? Well, there's a gun. Where are you shooting from? I see. Just on the top of that bottom section. Any other guns? Of course, it's really annoying that the sun is exactly where it is. I'm thinking there's probably an interior turret somewhere. That does look like an interior turret up there. Hasn't seen me, or it's disabled. There's an interior turret in the floor there. Okay, so what's that? That's probably a couple of blocks in. I think probably just in front of that thruster. And we get to that thruster. Ah, good guess. And some more ammo. All 1 rounds of it. Okay, so that's obviously the flight deck. There's not going to be any guns there. I'm thinking if I were going to place a turret, where would I put it? You'd kind of want it somewhere that had a conveyor feed to it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it has, so let's try going through here. Oh, look at that. Good guess. Just going to take it off completely. And assuming that we've got all of the things Because there's that one at the back there, which it didn't, I mean, it had a clear line of sight to shoot me, and it didn't shoot me, so that's a laser antenna. Can we get into it anywhere? Strange. Well, I'm not going to take the chance. I learnt my lesson once before. Okay, so we got lots of little bits here. It's going to take some time to grind all these various bits down. Probably going to use my ship to do it. It's like a full hydrogen tank, but I really don't need the hydrogen. Okay. Let me go back, grab my ship, and we'll start hacking anything that's got some good stuff in it. And then it's just going to be another grind fest. Could really do with losing this now as well, but guess for now I'll leave it. Alright, so I'm going to go forwards a little bit. Left a lot. And let's get rid of that. And then we want to go down a fair bit. So I wasn't actually planning on doing a major salvaging operation in this episode. So what I'm probably going to do is just cut that out. You know how it goes. I'll let you know if we find any really good loot in it. But one of the things I wanted to do this episode, it's becoming abundantly clear this ship is just not big enough. I mean, lengthwise we're doing okay. It seems to be growing forever forwards. But I really need enough space on at least where the ships are parked now to have some kind of a hangar, so that I can get my little tug and things safely tucked away. So to do that I really need to lift the top of the ship up several blocks, maybe 3 or more blocks, and then it's just going to be enormously high. So something else I want to look at is pushing the sides out quite considerably, maybe 5 blocks each side, just to make the whole thing more bigger, for lack of a better description. And I plan on doing that by cutting away some of the normal steel blocks and then using pistons to push everything away and merge block it back together again, which sounds complicated and it's going to take a little bit of logistical planning, but as long as I'm not being pestered by Reavers, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Notice I say if I'm not being pestered too much by Reavers. So, alright, let me just the sun roughly in the right place. Open up the solar panels, not that we need the power, but because I can, and it looks kind of cool. There we go. And a bit closer. You'll notice we're doing very, very well on hydrogen, by the way. I'm still draining the tank on the front, on the nose. The main tanks in the ship itself are on stockpile. So, hence the 100% that we're seeing on the bottom right. To get fairly close without the risk of damaging anything, makes it a lot quicker and easier to dump components. But I also want to leave myself an escape route just in case I have to run away at the last moment. So I think that's pretty good. And leave it there. And as I can't dock the big ship, what I'm going to do is just stick this one on. Where are we? 9. And know where the best place to start is really. Maybe we'll just start at the beginning. Oops, it's a bit hard. Okay, so we'll leave that to hack. Meanwhile, I'm going to clean up all these little loose floating bits. And now you know how this goes, so I won't bore you with the grinding this down. But if I do find any decent loot, I'll let you know afterwards. Or if a Reaver spawns and we have to either run away or do something, I'll bring you back for that. So I'll see you in a minute. Alrighty then. So as you can see, just about finished this. We've got a Reaver coming in, a Thrasher. Gonna have to get going, I think. But yeah, pretty much all of that. Let me just dump this on here. As you can see, got a few damages. Missed. Come on. Oh heck. Damaged it. Oh, he's coming in fast. Right, dock you, dampeners off. Pretty sure I switched the dampeners off on that one. So yeah, not much left of it, as you can see. So he's down there. Switch the front ones off. Yeah, I think I got most of it, most of the important bits anyway. There's just really a steel hull left there, so I'm not too worried about that. Let me get some speed up. He's in a rather annoying position down there, so just gonna throttle it away from him. Hopefully we just about got away with it. I think 5 kilometers is the the closest you want them to get, really. I'm not sure whether they don't have what you might call line of sight to you under 5 kilometers. So I think we should be okay. Pulling away from him now. Right, let me have a quick look. Sorry about the noise, by the way. It is, as you can tell, a little bit on the noisy side. Right, I think the refinery's done a pretty good job of keeping up with a lot of it. We've got some in the survival kit, of course. It's full of steel plates. Let me see if we can... that wasn't really worth it, was it? So yeah, only got 2 missiles out of it. I don't think there was anything else really to write home about. What do we get? A few antenna bits. Yeah, most of it was just steel and things like small tubes. It only had hydrogen engines, so yeah, there's more scrap here. But we did get some gold because I think there was a gravity generator with gravity components, so we got some of those. So that's added to the little stockpile. And looks like we've left him behind, so I'm just going to slow down a little bit. This is very noisy at 100 meters per second. I find it very difficult using the welder grinder ships because you don't have any stereo vision. You can't really tell distance. That'll do. So yeah, it's very easy to bash into things, and as you can see, we have somewhere got some damage. I don't know where though. I did lose the thrusters on the front. That one blew up, the thing behind it got damaged, and the row of pipes there, hence removing that block to repair them. But I don't know... That's just on the front of the cockpit. Oh, LCD screen. Yeah, not sure how important that is. Not even sure what it does. Telling me something. Shipyard connection lost, beacon activated. Okay, that's not really very helpful, is it? let's get rid of that. That's a hangover from when it was on the Mayday. Yeah, so managed to get quite a lot of scrap off that thing, but nothing really terribly useful. Now, having put these hinged solar panels on here, of course, we have given ourselves a problem in wanting to raise the roof, because what I was planning on doing was just cutting this row of blocks out all the way down, all the way round, and then all the way up here. I suppose we still can do that, but I'm going to have to raise the solar panels as a separate thing, because otherwise the bodywork's going to be in the way of them. So therein lies a problem. So yeah, one of the things I was thinking of doing was to put in I can find them. There they are. Oh, that was from repairing my welder ship. Yeah, we have these gates. Now, I generally don't use these because they're quite a small gate for the size of them, if you know what I mean. The opening is quite small. But I think... Oops. That way. We just sort of compare that to the size of the ship. You can see it, so the edge is about there, so Still got smoke coming off it. Oh dear. Yeah, so it's going to have to kind of be there, which is okay, because if I put it on the middle of the connector, you can see it is far enough apart, so I could put 2 gates. I would at least be able to fly that ship in. This one's much narrower anyway. So if I were to put those here, I mean, admittedly I could sink them in a block, I suppose. But they do still stick up. And let me get a piece of steel, and then we can actually see what's going on here. There we go. So yeah, you can see they do stick up quite a long way. So that would be... that's a half block on there, so that would be the block, and then we've got at least one more above it. If I drop it down a block, we can get away with that. It's going to be quite tight, flying a ship through that. Sure, not sure I want to do that. The other alternative is to use a normal airtight hangar door, which, if I sink it in, we've got 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then the top of the door is there, so it's only marginally wider, but it is wider. Either way, the roof needs to go up. Which is awkward because that's where the cockpit is. So I think what I might do is, first of all, let's take these little bracing pieces off. They're just cosmetic. And the other thing, of course, if I raise the roof up, it's going to really ruin my nice circular bottom. Oh well. Right, so the plan is to take this row out here. Just going to mark it at the moment. And then it'd be the same the other side. That's right, isn't it? And we're going to chop it off there. Yeah, so I think if I cut that out, obviously we'll have to disconnect the conveyors and things underneath, but then that we should be able to lift that up. Okay, I'm going to leave the front ones. I'm going to grind all of these out. Okay, so we'll leave that one in. Some of these. So yeah, obviously the sides are going to have to go out, but that will enable us to make more of a curve in terms of the body shape, be less of a brick, kind of. But I quite like the underbelly with the forward-facing thrusters. I think that's quite smart. It's just that the rest of the ship ain't big enough for a hangar, which I suppose is inevitable given that it kind of evolved. You know, we started off with hardly any resources, built what we could, and now we've got quite a lot of resources. We should be doing something with them. Okay, so we got 2 at the front, 2 at the back. Everything else should pretty much be disconnected. I don't think these blocks connect to that, only the middle one. Only the conveyor, which is annoying because that means we're going to have to take the turrets off. So the question is, how high should we lift it? I don't want to have to do this again, so wondering if we have that as the hangar entrance on both sides. But then I can't really put hangar doors in here because there'd be nothing. I suppose we could extend that forwards. The black bit could come forwards. So if our hangar doors are there, then we've got 1, 2, and then 1, 2. And then 1 above that. So that means we come 1, 2, 3 up. Maybe 4 up. Hang on. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then the door itself. So this block needs to go up 1, 2, and then ideally on the top of that. Ooh, we got a mayday coming up. Yeah, so if I put the roof on that level there, so we're going up 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see how we can do that. It's kind of annoying. I think that'll go past that block. If not, we can always take it off. Might as well do this the posh way. I don't know if you noticed, by the way, I put a beacon in. I'm not using it at the moment, but one of the ideas I had with my little tug ship, particularly the tug ship, but maybe also the welder, was to have a go home button set on it, so that if I'm out and about, you know, maybe hacking a mayday or something, and a Reaver spawns, I can just hit a button and tell the ship to come and dock. Maybe not here, but come and dock back at the ship, and not have to kind of worry about it. Or, you know, drones like the problem we had before. Oh, that's quite a long way away, that one. And we've already passed it. Yeah, so that was something I was thinking, which is obviously to do that with a moving vehicle you need a beacon. Right, let's that's on there. And lock it. And then all we have to do now is try to disconnect everything. So those turrets are going to fall off. Get a copy of them. Switch off the conveyor. Remove them of their ammo. Kind of annoying to have to dismantle them just to move them, but I can't, you know, they'll fall off anyway if I grind this conveyor away, so not much we can do about it. Okay, so that's that. Now this pipe feeds, I think I'm right in saying, yeah, it feeds all the way forwards to the cockpit. And the beacon is actually going to be connected, isn't it? Right onto the cockpit, annoyingly, so the beacon's going to have to go.
Energy low.
Bit annoying as I've only just put it there.
Inventory full.
Oh. Come back. There you go. Now that refinery is also going to be connected, isn't it? These thrusters should be okay because they are connected to the roof. Battery's going to be connected. Oh, this is not going to be as easy as I thought. Alright, let's get some energy. Well, I certainly can't dismantle the refinery. I think that's thrusters. Yeah, so they're going to fall off if I take that out. Could just remove that. And I think the same here. The only reason I put these two in was just so that the thruster would be in the same place on both sides. So I think both of those can come out. Then here we've got 1, 2, 3, so 4 and 5 have to come out. Make sure we've got oxygen before we do this. So that's got to come off. And then we've got to count 4 and 5. And then we've got to worry about this refinery. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I can't actually remember how much of this you can connect to on the side, but pretty sure that one. So we're just going to take all of this side of the refinery off, just to be sure it's free. Pretty sure it doesn't connect on the other side. What else have we got? Yeah, that's definitely going to be connected. Oh, I see a problem. I wonder if that connects. Don't think it connects on that side, but ooh, that's going to be a nuisance if it does. Okay, is there anything else? That should be disconnected, that should be disconnected. Let's take these out. Burn the batteries. That may be connected, we might have to revisit that. That's disconnected. Okay, so this is our new roof level here. So what we'll do is we'll build that out. And where are we? Just get this ready, because once I disconnect I don't really want to spend too long messing around. So that's that one, and then we need one on the roof. Actually should have put that a block further back, shouldn't I? Never mind. Sure that's lined up. Okay, so that should be all disconnected. That's raised and locked. Hopefully we've got enough travel in the piston. Let's see if it works. Doing this at 25 meters per second is probably not the smartest idea I've ever had. No. So something stopping it, and that something is probably this thruster. Oof, that's annoying. 80 thruster components.
Energy low.
Well, there's not a lot I can do about it really. I mean, I could move the assembler, but I'm a bit fearful because if I don't have enough stuff, that could cause a problem. I don't really have anywhere else I can move it to. Yeah, could put it there, but it's still going to be... We're still going to have to chisel the roof out. I'm thinking we'll be replacing the survival kit with a medical kit at some point, so this could make quite a nice area for that, kind of. Okay, let's... Right. These things always look wrong to me. I think that's right. Then we'll have to take these two blocks out. I don't want to dismantle that thruster because 80 thruster components is a lot. Especially when we're trying to save up gold. So I would rather build one of these, which is just basic components. 10 metal grids, but that's nothing. Oh. That one. Okay, so at least we have an assembler available. Let's take this one out. Now it does unfortunately mean we're going to cut the pipe to that, but not much we can do about that, is there? Those in there for now. So if that's disconnected, these engines should be off, shouldn't they? They shouldn't be able to get power if we're disconnected. So we're clearly not yet disconnected. Some steel off there. And I think we should be okay putting that in there. And we'll do the same on this side. I'm pretty sure that's not connected, but it's only a few steel plates. So what else could be connected? I can't tell whether that would connect to there or not. But the engines are still on. It would have been quicker, wouldn't it, really, just to dismantle the entire roof. Pretty sure this tank can't connect. Oh, maybe it can. Okay, goes off as well. Right. I think that's got it. Yeah, it's got oxygen because there's oxygen in the cabin, but I'm not getting power now, so I think that's definitely disconnected it. So we want to raise this up. There we go. And apparently I'm auto dampened to the roof. I'm just going to stop there for a second because this is really annoying. Just try and auto dampen myself to the main part of the ship instead of the roof. And I think to avoid any kind of snapping, what I'm going to do is just turn that one off. We don't want it to snap suddenly and then destroy something. Okay. We about level, tiny little bit more. Oh, wrong one. Okay, I think that's probably as close as we're going to get. So toggle that on and lock. Oh, okay. Thrusters are definitely on. Right, now as I say, it's completely messed up my curve. We're going to have to rethink that.
Energy low.
But we are one piece again. Able to get some energy now. And then it's just a case of kind of connecting it up. Now, I don't want to connect the walls up too firmly, if that's even a word, because I kind of like to push the walls out at some point as well. So what we need to do is to find a way of kind of temporarily just patching it together. Can't do anything with those hinges at the moment. So I'm thinking if I take that half block out, something along those lines, just for now, because you know obviously we've got to put something in there. And then between episodes I'll rework this back end and try and make that somewhat fit. So I'll do the same here for now. Yeah, we need to connect up that pipe as well, don't we? And where did I do that? That one was here. Alright, first things first, let's see if we can pipe this in, at least temporarily. We got any plates in there? No, we haven't got any plates in there. Okay. Okay, that connects that back up together, and then we want the same again up here. And I'm actually thinking rather than run pipes up from those, it might be better to just put a junction in there and run it straight across. I know it means, you know, exposing stuff, but it would be a lot neater. Let's connect up the cockpit. I do need to remember to turn off unknown signals as well. We're not using them now, we're not bothering with them, so there's no point in having them. Right, let's secure those braces before we forget. Lots of red flashes on the screen. Right, so you can come off now. And we finished with you. I think I might just leave that there actually. I was going to put them back at the back of the thruster, but I think there's as good a place as any. And we want to change you out. Okay, so you go there, and then is that the right row? Yeah, that's where it was before. Could actually bring it out another row, but not quite sure how that curve's going to work. So,
Energy low.
okay, so that's somewhere for our turrets to go. That was a straight block. Just get some energy. Yeah, I think we've definitely broken the ship. But so I want to push the sides out quite significantly to widen the whole thing. So, drone facility, where are you? Way up there. Okay. Yeah, so I think when it's finished, I think it'll probably look a lot better, but it'll give me a lot more space inside to like be able to park my ships out of harm's way and that sort of thing. So that's the plan. Right, so we want a turret. That's starboard. Don't have anywhere to get it. Oh, I suppose we can just do down here now and fly through the hole. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that curve. It's kind of... It's ruined my design. That's what it's done. We could maybe just carry it on straight back. I'm not sure whether that angle there. Maybe carry that on another block and then... So if I come down at sort of 60 degrees like I did there. So let's try that very briefly. Oh, we would if we had some steel. Yeah, that's quite a severe slope. I'll have to have a think about that. I think that's probably where I'll be going with it and try and put some sort of design back into it. But I don't think now's the time to be messing with that. Okay, so I think we can probably fill this back out again now. But I'll stop there, as I say. I don't want to connect. I want to connect the sides yet, or should I say, reconnect the sides yet. Can go back in there. I think probably. Yeah, I'll leave the corner one. Again, curves. Okay, so I'm going to weld all that up. Don't need those, don't need those. A load of that. Alright, so that's kind of the roof done. Now the only thing left to do is the hydrogen thrusters, which again probably is best piped, because those are conveyors. I think I just put a conveyor junction in there. Not very keen on having piping exposed to the outside world because, you know, obviously stray bullets and things. But now that we have the armoured piping, kind of begs to be used for that purpose, doesn't it, really? Okay, so that we need. Was it straight? In the junction. Yeah, so that's much neater. I mean, obviously we've got these blocks with thrusters sticking down, which is kind of annoying, especially as we've got the hydrogen thrusters sticking up. But I wanted them out of the way of the guns, and ideally the hydrogen thrusters should be recessed as well. Anyway guys, we've reached kind of the time limit here. I'm way over it actually, so there's going to be some editing involved. But maybe that gives you an idea of how you can change things without just grinding everything down. I mean, that was a fairly simple one. It was just a few blocks. We could have just ground it down and rebuilt it, but yeah, I mean that's how to do it. In between episodes, I'm going to tidy it up and do something with the solar panels. Now, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with them because clearly they're not symmetrical anymore. Unless we drop the bottom down, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to have a think about that. Maybe if there's enough room, maybe double stack them or something. Just have a double panel there that hinges out. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. And also I want to try and do something with the back end, obviously tidy that up and work out what we're going to do with the sides, which is going to be a whole different story because they are really quite well embedded into the ship. But thank you very much for joining me.
Energy low.
Oh yes, my energy's low. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I'll see you on the next episode. Meanwhile, look after yourselves, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Creeping, gliding in the dark, we find our way. Silent whispers of a void conquested day. In the emptiness we move as time belies the day. Stealthy shadows.